Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from TOPTRO. This is their model number B1 battery-enabled portable smart projector running Android. It does have its own app store included, and of course with that built-in battery, you can take this anywhere you need to. We're going to dig into it now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's take a look at everything that comes in the box with the TOPTRO B1. You do get an after-sales card and, of course, a quick start guide for the B1 projector. Comes in a couple different languages here. It's well laid out. Shows you what comes in the package, what all of your ports do and where they're located, your remote control, and your projection distance and size. You can see we can go from a 30-inch screen all the way to a 120-inch screen on this particular model. How to hook it up and what you'll get in battery mode here. High brightness mode, eco mode, and low power mode. In low power mode you can get up to 2.5 hours, and at 100% brightness you can get about an hour and a half on each charge, but you can just have it plugged in as well. So it also shows you how to set up your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections and a few different languages as well. So hold on to this just in case you do need it. Now we do get a power supply for this. It's kind of a two-piece power supply and cable, and I'll try to get this in focus so that you guys can see. The output on this is 19 volts at 3.42 amps. So there you go for that, just in case you needed to know. I will have some specs on this on the screen for you as well so that you can check it out. The second part is just a two-prong to two-prong power adapter to go into a barrel plug that will plug in to recharge your rechargeable battery for this as well. Having a rechargeable battery is nice for portability. You do get a screen cleaning cloth here for the lens. This is a fully sealed optical engine, so you don't really have to worry about dirt or dust getting inside. Now they do provide us with a full HDMI cable in case you want to hook up a laptop or a gaming console. It's already included in the package for you. Let's take a look at the remote control here. You can see there's an F plus and F minus button on the right hand side because this has electronic focus, which is very handy and easy to do. You've got all your normal home, back, menu buttons, mute, volume up, volume down, and navigation as well on this remote control. This remote control takes two AAA batteries that are not included, so just make sure that you have some on hand. Taking a look at the main unit itself, this is a native 720p resolution, supports up to 1080p for encoding, decoding, and it does have that built-in battery. Runs on Android 9, a built-in app store, does feature Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz and Bluetooth 5.2, a 20,000 to 1 contrast ratio, and 550 ANSI lumens for you, as well as auto keystone correction and electronic focus. It's got this nice handle. It's kind of like a leatherette type handle for carrying it around because it is portable. You've got some ports on the back here. You do have your power button on the top. On the back we have all of our ports here. We do have a reset hole in case you need to factory reset it. A 3.5mm headphone jack, a full USB Type A port, a full HDMI port, and your IR LED for your remote control is located on the back here as well. So you don't really have any knobs or anything like that because it has electronic focus and automatic keystone correction. On the bottom we do have a standard tripod mount and 4 feet to keep this on a table or desktop if that's what you're going to be using for your mounting solution. Overall, this is a nice portable solution from TOPTRO. Okay, so TOPTRO has put a fairly basic skin on top of Android here. You can see we've got a date and time, our Wi-Fi up on the right-hand side, our battery on the left-hand side. We do have browser, we do have media, we do have our inputs, we do have a built-in app store here, and you can add to these favorite apps if you would like to by just adding something else in. If you go all the way to the left, you've got settings, media, network, and apps, so you can see all the apps that are pre-installed already. You can see that we do have Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, MH Share, an app store, your browser, things like that, KindLink, which you'll use for mirror casting devices, and we do have an Office app as well. So you do have all of this pre-installed, but you can use the App Store and go in and add more. Taking a look at settings here, we've got our network, and this is where you'll go in and you'll set your wireless setup. Supports 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Projection settings, we can change this from front to ceiling front to rear to ceiling rear, depending on how you're going to mount the unit here. So you can change that. You have automatic vertical correction or keystone correction here, and advanced keystone correction from either sides or corners. And this will give you a lot of flexibility on the surface that you're projecting on. G-sensor calibration is included here, as well as resetting all of these settings. You also have zoom settings here and scaling settings in case you're going to be projecting onto a smaller surface and you need to zoom in the screen. We also have battery mode here, whether you want to run it in high brightness, eco mode, or the low power mode. Now in low power mode, you'll get up to 2.5 hours. High brightness, about an hour and a half. Here you can go into your time settings and you can set them to auto. You can set your time zone, your date format, whether you want it 12 or 24 hours. You have a screensaver time here, and you also have a sleep timer that you can either have on for 15 minutes all the way up to 240 minutes. In common settings, we're going to have our language input method, default source, system recovery if you need to factory reset, the device's name as well, and this is reminiscent of most Android devices. You also have a Bluetooth here, whether you want to hook up a Bluetooth speakers or headphones, you can do that through this menu here. And then we have our system info, and our system info is going to show us that we're running Android version 9. The production model, the system upgrade can be changed here or checked for to see if there's a system update. We do have 1 gigabyte of memory and 8 gigabytes of storage on this for other apps. You do have a built-in Play Store here. It's not the Google Play Store, but it is an app store. We've got a bunch of different things like Open Browser, YouTube, Amazon Prime Video, Spotify, WPS Office, popular apps, TED, Mango TV, BBC Sport, personalized, educational, and they just break them down here from categories. So if you want your news, you can do that as well. So you've got a lot of options here, and since it's built on Android, you could probably sideload the Google Play Store if you would like to as well. So if we go into our apps, we can use KindLink here, and it says iOS users use Max Hub Share for screen mirroring, but I have an Android device, so I'm going to use KindLink here, and I'm going to set up my S24 Ultra to be cast to this projector. Pretty simple. I just have to activate it on my phone. It will take a second here for it to be connected, and then there we go. I've got my phone set up here, and you can see that it's nice and fluid. There's really no stutters or anything like that, so that's great. Not a problem here with the casting on the TOPTRO B1, and you can of course watch your home movies and YouTubes if you want to. DRM content or protected content like Netflix or Amazon Prime will have to be done via the built-in apps because you can't cast protected content, so just keep that in mind. And of course I want to test the default audio and video. I have Spider-Man remastered, captured directly from my PC, so you can have a listen at the built-in speakers and of course the default for the video as well.
Now, friends, you know I'm always open to differing points of view. So after a police officer called me out on social media for being too hard on Spider-Man, and it went viral and people just wouldn't shut up about it, I agreed to a debate. Officer, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, so me and my guys went to shoot out with some desperate characters who had nothing to lose. I mean, they didn't care if we all lived or died. And somebody wouldn't, trust me, if Spider-Man hadn't helped us.
All right, fair enough. I'm not saying he never does anything.
So as you can see, we've got a nice bright screen here. That's the first thing that I noticed with this. It does have a lot of good color as well. You can change some of this with the player options here, as you can see on the left-hand side. You can enable subtitles and languages and picture and sound. We can actually go in and tweak this a little bit. Now, I left all this on default because I wanted you to see the out-of-the-box experience, but you can change the picture modes: dynamic, soft, vivid, and user, which will allow you to adjust the contrast, the brightness, and the sharpness. They're all set at 50% right now, so if you want it brighter, you can certainly do so, but even out of the box, this looks really good. Now, the sound mode has built-in EQs as well: news, music, movies, and user, where you can adjust the bass and the treble. Of course, I left mine at standard, so it's going to be bass and treble at 50 and 50. So this gives you a good idea of the out-of-the-box experience with the B1. You can see along the corners of the image, they're nice and sharp, no fuzziness on the corners of the image, and I think the B1 did a really good job in my playback test. So there you go, that's my review of the TOPTRO B1 battery-enabled portable projector. This has a lot going for it. It does have its own built-in app store, although it is not Google Play. You probably can sideload it since it's built on Android. It does have that battery inside it, so you can be untethered from the wall, at least for an hour or two. And it is nice and portable with that carry strap. This overall has a really nice image out of the box, even with default settings, and the speaker does a pretty good job as well. With Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in, you can cast iOS or Android devices to this projector and watch YouTube videos or home movies or videos you shot with your phone, and they work really well with that Wi-Fi signal. So overall, I think TOPTRO did a good job on the B1, and I'm giving it a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.